One type of software that's worth looking into in more detail is screen capture software. Over the course of creating your video-based content, it's likely that at some point you'll want to be able to share your computer screen with your viewers. Whether you're demonstrating software that you're using or just need to reference something on your computer, being able to share the screen in real time can allow you to illustrate your points much more effectively. Doing an internet search for screen capture software will yield a plethora of options, some of which is software that you have to pay for but provides much more capabilities or tools beyond just screen capture, whereas some of the software is free, a little more basic, and might be dependent upon certain operating systems. Ultimately, the screen capture software that's best for you is going to depend upon your specific needs, how advanced you want to get, and how much time and energy you're willing to invest to learn new software. Instead of going into detail about all the different options that are out there, I'm going to focus in this lesson on two specific pieces of software that are both free, easy to use, and work on Windows and Mac operating systems. The first software is Quicktime Player, and if you have a Mac, then this is already pre-installed. If you have a Windows PC, you'll want to check, and you might need to download QuickTime from Apple's website.
To begin working with QuickTime Movie Player, you're first going to want to open the application. This can be found on a Mac in your Applications folder. Going to QuickTime Player, double-clicking, and you'll notice in the toolbar it opens QuickTime Player. I'll minimize that. Now under File, there are a few options: New Movie Recording, New Audio Recording, and New Screen Recording. I'm going to select New Screen Recording. Now it opens a little box that says Screen Recording, and it couldn't be easier because there's only one record button there. To the right, you'll notice there's an arrow. If we click on that, it gives us a couple of options. One of them is about a microphone. If I wanted to record audio, that is me talking as I'm demonstrating, well, I could click the built-in microphone option. In this case, though, I'm not going to do that, but you'll notice if I did, it also gives me a audio level down here at the bottom, so I can monitor my audio input level. If I had another external microphone plugged in through USB, then it would also appear here as an option. For now, I'm just going to select none. Below that, you'll notice another option says Show Mouse Clicks in Recording. This can be very useful when you're trying to demonstrate using software for your viewers, because it will actually show where you're clicking when you click. So I always leave that checked. But again, that's a personal preference and something that if you don't think you'll need or is as necessary, then you can always uncheck it. Once I've made those adjustments, all I have to do is press record, and you'll notice I get a little message that informs me of if I want to record full screen, or if I want to just record a portion of the screen, I can drag and select an area. And to end recording, I just need to click the stop button up in the toolbar. I'll click the screen to begin recording, and at this point I can go through and open up some software to demonstrate something to my viewers. And in this case, this happens to be some time-lapse video that I've been shooting and working on. I can demonstrate through that if I needed to, though in this case I'm just kind of giving you an example of how you can follow what I'm doing on the screen. And I'll go ahead and close that. And now, once I'm done showing what I need to show, I can click the stop button, and it will bring up the QuickTime screen video that I've recorded. One note on this is you're going to see that it says Untitled. That's because this video is not yet saved. So I'm going to click Command-S or Control-S on a Windows, Command-S on a Mac, to bring up the Save option. And I'm going to call this QuickTime Screen Recording. And I've already made a folder for screen recordings, so that'll just go in there. It'll save it. I'll see the new name of the file there, which allows me to close that, and that's all there is to recording with QuickTime.
Another piece of software that can be used for screen capture is Vlc Media Player. This is something that you'll definitely need to download and install if you don't already have it, as it doesn't come pre-installed on either Mac or Windows computers.
To begin recording using Vlc Media Player, I'll again want to go to my Applications folder on my Mac or to the Programs on Windows and open VLC. And that is going to bring up this little window, Vlc Media Player. Again, I'm going to go to File, and now I have some different options, but I'm going to go down to Open Capture Device. That'll bring up this window, and now I have to make a few more adjustments than I did in QuickTime. For input devices, I'm going to choose Screen. Under Screen, if I had multiple screens that I was using, I could select them. I only have this one screen, so it's only giving me one option. Frames per second is kind of, you have to be careful about that. I'm going to choose 30 frames a second just to make it easy on myself, and I can always adjust that in editing. And if I wanted to capture audio, I could select that. Again, choose from different microphone options. If I had an external mic, in this case it's only showing me built-in microphone. I'm going to uncheck that though because I'm not really in need of recording audio for this. Then down here in Streaming, Saving, I can select that, and that's going to give me the option to go to Settings. You'll want to check that so that you can actually click on Settings. And now I have even more settings to choose from. Under File, I'll want to select where I want that to go, and in that case it's taking me to my screen recordings, and I'll just call this VLC Screen Recording. And that's all I need to do for that. Encapsulation method. I'm going to choose MPEG-4. That's going to be the easiest to upload to the internet or even to work with in an editing software. So I'm going to choose MPEG-4. Under Video, transcoding options, I'm going to select H.264. That's the standard format these days, the standard codec for streaming video, so H.264, and I'm just going to crank up the bit rate to the maximum there. And again, if I was recording audio, I could select that and choose one of the audio options, but in this case I'm not recording audio, so I'm going to turn that off. Again, if I were, I would select probably MP3 and again choose the highest bit rate possible just to get the best quality. Again, since I'm not doing that, I'm going to uncheck that. And that takes care of all of the settings that I need to properly set before I can begin recording. Now, I can select Open. I'll notice it says Screen here, which means it's recording because I'll also see the time moving. I'll minimize that to get that out of my screen. And I am now recording, so I can again go down to my applications, select an app to open, and begin demonstrating the software for my viewers. Once again, I've chose to open the time-lapse project just to show you what I'm working on and give you a sense of what it would look like if you were seeing my screen as I see it. I can close that. And now to stop, I just need to go back to VLC, or perhaps click on that. I once again get the window with the screen recording, and I just need to click Stop, and that's all there is to it. It stops my screen recording. If I want to check the file, I go to the folder where I kept them, and you'll notice that it's does not have a preview. If I try to open it, it doesn't know what format it's in. This is one of the problems with VLC, is you might have to put in MP4 as your file extension Click Add, and now I can see the preview, and if I open that in QuickTime, well, now I get the preview of what I just recorded on my computer screen. I can close that out, and now I have both screen recordings as I need them.
So these two programs, while basic, do get the job done when it comes to basic screen capture. However, if you're looking for anything more advanced, it's well worth checking out a program called Camtasia. Camtasia provides a wide array of tools beyond just screen capture. It also provides things for basic video and audio editing, keying out green screen, adding in other graphics and titles, and transitions. Though you do have to pay for Camtasia, they provide a free trial from their website that you can download and try it before you buy it. For some of you, this might be a perfect all-inclusive program that gives you the capabilities you need for not only screen capture, but also for editing, keying out green screen, adding in titles and other transitions. Again, it's something you'll have to explore and decide for yourself based upon your needs. But now that we've gone into specifics about software and hardware that you'll need for production, let's go into actual production of your video content and talk about the environment that you're going to be in.